Right, this is the Ethiopian crash of the Boeing 737 MAX. This is a DyFhijackanory. Now remember this, Tony Blair has been working in Africa for years, part of the EU. Now think of the stage being the whole world. Imagine being stuck in a place of an island, yeah? And then having the rest of the world as a stage, right? Now Blair's working out there. That basic plane there, it drop out of the sky. If any, no, it's been dug. It's been dug, and none of us will ever know the truth. Even the media will report on the stories that have been fake. By the way, I'll tell you why. Because Boeing 37s, there's about 20 in each country that's connected to, I think, the EU and America and that. America's about 30. There's about 20 in each country. Yeah, they hold about 300 passengers. They're designed to have half passengers and half luggage carriers in converting from one plane to another type of, maximum abilities. Yeah, they've grounded them all for ages. Yeah, shall I tell you why they're grounding them all for ages? Yeah, it's just grounding planes ages with a black storyline so they can get all those planes grounded, airports ready. So if it kicks off, yeah, people who work in the agenda and all that lot got a nice little plane with all the kit to fuck off with. Basically what it is. Yeah, because that's dug. That's not a plane gone in there and smashed it. Is it buggery? Yeah, because they pick up all the plane, everything to do with the plane, everything, right, and just leave 1, 2, 3 bits to make it look like it's gone smashed in. Yeah. So they've totally cleaned it everywhere. Little bits around here, it's all got everything, but just a couple of pieces to give you the feel. That's without even bothering. Yeah, look at the way that the structures, it's dug up feel. It's dug up, dug up. So they're telling me it's dropped straight out of the sky, put vertically down then. Yeah, so it's dropped vertically down like that. So why is there a trail here? But anyway, but the way it's being dug out, yeah, it's upwards. So that's bods just digging it out. Yeah, because if it did drop straight down, you'd have the wing shape, everything caboodle, a little dent down there somewhere where the wing would go across here. Anyway, without going into the details of that hole that's been dug, just to then leave just a couple of little bits just for effect. It's all a bit, that's anyway. So that's why I say it's like, all this disruption with the EU and the stuff that's happening in Europe, in England, the fear driving, the unsettling stuff, the hits that do with religion, loads of people coming over, churches getting burned by the system to make it look like it's something else. Goes on and on and on and on. You're all being manipulated, right, into some sort of big argument, street scrap, religious brawl, that type of unease. Yeah, take whatever. Basically, a mini like march that's gone wrong, the mini world march that's gone wrong. You're all going to get shoved together. Arguments are going to get created everywhere. Your religion is going to get thrown up in the air. Your individuality is going to be thrown up in the air. Your stances, your the ways you are of people, all that. That's all. We all know it's happening now. Everybody's being rattled left, right, and centre, basically, with everything. Your genders, whether you're even man or woman. That's how much they're taking the mick. Right? They are just throwing at everything at everybody. Yeah. And these planes have been put down in each country under a fake story so that they've got more planes ready for the elite, let's say, or those on the agenda side to bog off after they've made it a mess. Yeah. Just a bit of a DyFhijackanory for you. I've looked into it, but I'm not going to go OTT onto this because you end up not having enough time and all that sort of stuff. And if you do part 1 and part 2, people don't follow it and all this sort of thing. But it's a blag. Have a look into it yourself and start looking at it with a bit of a critical eye. Look into what the Boeing C737s are about. Yeah, how many people it takes, about 300 it is, and they can convert them to carry more luggage and all that sort of stuff. More personal belongings, probably. Yeah. And there's about 20 in this country, so many in other country, and they're all strategically placed and grounded, ready for mass piss off of the elite. Yeah. Makes you think, doesn't it? And I'm saying this not with a blinking guess. I've looked into it. Yeah. That is a dugout pit. You can even see the way it's been dug out there. Oh, it's dug out. And when if you look at the rest of the stuff that goes on with what they do, and they put the odd fake person saying they've died, everybody believes it because it's on the telly. And that's how they've got you. Because it's on the telly, you all believe it. Right? You're being manipulated like an internal bubble. You're being manipulated by an outer ring of EU, Tony Blair type of arse-licking bubble in other countries in Africa and all that sort of stuff. You're being fear driving with this. You've got Ebola ready to come flying in because they've let one person in on a plane who worked out there, who had it and came and allowed to back into the country. A disease that can kill millions and allow it back in the country. And nobody cared. Because we're all being worked on selfishly in other angles. Well, if that happens, we'll just blame them then. Yeah? They've got you left, right and centre, everyone, near enough. Because everybody believes these big staged events. And they are staged because it doesn't take a lot of money to set that up in that country, to blag the populace, to then have every reason to put these planes grounded on the floor ready for pissoffski. Do you get me? And it all fits. I've looked at loads of stuff and it all fits into the movements of how we're being manipulated as by a country and the other countries involved as well. Look at where all these Boeing 737s are kept and that sort of stuff. I mean, people say, well, why don't you put it on here? No, because everybody who does these sort of investigations just gets slagged off to buggery. So to sort of let you know, the investigations, if you look into it, are what you can say feasible. Yeah, and that's what these people do. Years ago, right, the elites used to bug off in a boat, right, and they used to bug off to all the Hawaiis and all that sort of stuff while everybody's having the Second World Wars or whatever they're doing. Yeah, they even bring out cine cameras. Look at the first colour, the first this and that and the other. Of families who are wealthy, you know, gone out and filmed themselves having fun in colour because they're using the colour filmers. But if you remember the dates when these people did it, everybody else was fighting or in poverty or something. And that's how the elite escape. Yeah, you watch all these top buds have different sorts of holiday times and they'll have different jobs to do in, say, Africa for 3 months and places like that. And you'll have, like, pop stars will do their concerts in New Zealand or somewhere. That's another safe haven of gossip as well, New Zealand. And they'll get you all the time. These probably planes to be settled down in the UK to take certain celebrities with their kit and all that lot and everything else like that and bog them off. Yeah, do you know what? Even the media world, yeah, they could have all bogged off right now. Do you know that? They could have bogged off right now and they could be sending everything, yeah, via blue screen, all the rest of it, back into the UK. And we all think that they're here and they might not be. That's how they can do it. They can do it all from got a big studio set up in the middle of bloody nowhere. Middle of Antarctica, say. Underground. And they can have it all blue screened and us lot will think that they're all still here. While they've gotten Boeing 737s have bogged off. The rest of them are remaining behind. Yeah? And they've got the two going at the moment and people can't work out whether it's being transmitted from a safe place or actually the studios in London. So they don't know, they get it right and eventually everybody just bogs off. They can't transmit it. They'll have the shows, they'll have the right stuff or something like that. You know, what's his name? What's his bloody name? Jeremy Vine show. If you look at the audiences, there's the same audiences all the time. We're even getting used to the same people in the small audiences. And they could even take their audiences out with these planes, 30 of them. Yeah, 30 times 300. It's a lot of bloody people that they can have. Plenty of audiences. Check out Jerry Vine. This audience does not change. That concept of that show could be done anywhere. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm not saying it actually is done at the moment. But the concept of doing a show with the same audience on there could be actually done in a studio in the middle of the Sahara Desert or the Antarctica. And while we're all thinking they're down bloody Manchester or London doing shows for us, they've all bogged off. They've got a set ready to then accept a load of shite after they've manipulated it on the media and bogged off and everything else like that, and shoved all these nations and religions together with an OTT basis of forced work, cheap labour. You lot will get together on a mass whether you like it or not, and we'll store a load of trouble up and all that sort of stuff, so it gets sorted out a lot quicker while we're away. So while we're away and come back, it gets sorted and we're the saviours again. They've all blagged you. It's a disgrace. It's a big EU British disgrace, and I tell you something, they're still working at it. Whether they have Brexit or not, they're still out to screw a lot of you. You know why? Because the British people and the modern mind of the British people have access to information, technologies, and the usage and knowledge of how to use those things to a high level. That high level can be now taken away with computer work. So those people become a danger asking questions to the system that's left available. So they want to get rid of those people, drive them out of the country, pop them off, whatever, so that the rest coming through, the immigrant or whatever, is not so savvy with the electronics and the techno world and that lot, they will never be asking questions at that level for years, if ever. And that's how you create a bigger divide between the intellect people and the money to the skint people working the shit. But the thing is, if they bug off, they don't realise they've also trained their brains to want things quicker. So they're in their worlds of greed and all that sort of stuff. It's more propelled. So if they piss off somewhere and all that sort of stuff, those people will be coming across things that they won't even have written down. They could all fuck off and die, as far as I'm concerned. The good people of this land, the good people of this country and this world deserve a lot better than this perverted, pedophile-driven, disgraceful, anti-God pile of shit.